all at affordable prices. Tune in to ACNN TV via any free-to-air decoder with the following installation parameters: Intelsat 20 satellite with tuning frequency 12562 MHz, symbol rate 30 Mbps, orbital position 68.5° east, and horizontal polarization. You can also keep in touch with episodes of our programs via these social media platforms. For inquiries, please call 070-3265-6544 or mail us via enquiries@acnntv.com. ACNN, reaching the world with the undiluted Word of God.
Compliments of the season and welcome to the midweek edition of newspaper headlines for the week. I is reaching you from the studios of Advent Cable Network Nigeria, ACNN TV. So many events happened from yesterday within and outside the country, and please stay with us as we look at stories from some of the national dailies. I am Charles Philip Owakolam. Okay, I begin with People's Daily newspaper. I will start from the top of the paper. Nigeria denies religious freedom violation allegation by the U.S. Nigeria denies religious freedom violation allegation by U.S. That story is on page 5 of People's Daily newspaper. And now to the top story. Reps call for audits of arms bought by military in 10 years. Sets up committee to probe quality and quantity of purchased arms. Still in page 5 of People's Daily. Now, some governors with President Buhari, from left, Governor Aminu Masari of Katsina, Governor Atiku Bagudu of Kebbi, Governor Yaya Bello of Kogi, and Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos, then Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and President Buhari during a meeting of President with state governors at the presidential villa in Abuja. It happened on Tuesday. And now the bottom strip stories. APC extends caretaker committee tenure by 6 months, dissolves all party organs. Kabiru Yusuf succeeds Ndoka Obaigbena as NPAN president as new ESCOs emerges. NPAN and Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria. Alright, that story is on page 4. Moving on, East Carolina Varsity apologizes to Ganduje, page 3. Reps kick against PDP caucus call to impeach Buhari, that's on page 2. And then here, census, the National Population Commission begins 11th edition, 11th phase of EAD today. Enumeration area demarcation, they begin 11th phase of enumeration area demarcation today, and that story is on page 6. That's that for People's Daily newspaper. We're moving on to Nigerian Pilot newspaper. Leading with this, it says blacklisted. Okay, the kickers say U.S. blacklists Nigeria over religious freedom violations. Says country engaging systematic, ongoing freedom violations. Insists no country to people over beliefs. We protect religious freedom jealously. This is coming from the federal government of Nigeria in reply to the allegations. Okay, Story on page 8 of Nigerian Pilot newspaper. And if you check above the lead story, newspaper proprietors frown at government encroachment on press freedom, page 5. Federal government disagrees with ASU, says it has kept promises. You see details on page 7 of Nigerian Pilot. Okay, let's come down. Below the pictures, police will resist hoodlums from embarking on NSAS protest, coming from IGP, page 9. Alright, West Africa no longer safe, Buhari declares, page 6. On page 10, PDP calls on INEC to deregister APC. And on page 12, APC NEC extends Buni-led caretaker committee tenure by 6 months. Okay, robbers cut away millions of naira from Akwa Ibom government house. You'll find that story on page 12. While on page 6, we see a story, Magu succumbs, honors the CCB's invitation. Lastly here, MPC estimates Nigeria's population at 206 million. The National Population Commission estimates Nigeria's population at 206 million, page 13. That is the last story from Nigerian Pilot newspaper. Now I'm moving to Daily Trust newspaper. APC to decide on zoning, June 21. June 2021, yes. APC to decide on zoning by June 2021. That's the lead story. And above the lead story, agency acquires equipment to monitor calls, messages by Nigerians. Agency acquires equipment to monitor calls, messages by Nigerians. Find it on page 4. Daily Trust's Kabiru Yusuf elected MPAN president. Crown Flour Mill restates commitment to food fortification, unveils vitamin premix facility. Okay, let's come down. I will take kickers of that lead story now. Okay, let me take the story again. APC to decide on zoning, June 2021. As NEC extends Buni-led committee tenure, grants waiver to Emahi and Dogara. We must respect our pre-merger agreement, says Buhari. State, local government, ward, ESCOs to serve as caretaker committee. I take that again. State, local government, and ward ESCOs to serve as caretaker committee. Okay? Now, ex-national vice chair protests expulsion. PDP wants ruling party deregistered. Alright, some pictures here. President Muhammadu Buhari addresses participants during the virtual APC National Executive Council meeting at the State House in Abuja yesterday. Bottom sweep stories. Zamfara APC withdraws from today's runoff poll. Judge orders Lalong, Attorney General, to settle 2-year judges' benefits. And finally, banditry. Fulani youths take to car wash in Sokoto. Fulani youths take to car wash in Sokoto. That's the last one from Daily Trust newspaper. Okay, we're moving to Nigerian Tribune now. And it leads with shake-up in APC. ESCOs at ward, local government and state levels dissolved. Expels former acting national chairman, Ita. Extends national caretaker committee tenure by 6 months. PDP wants INEC to deregister APC over party structure dissolution. Opposition party relishes beer parlor gossip. Lacks focus, says APC in reply to the call to INEC to deregister them. Okay, you find details on page 2. Above, lead story: reps suspend panel recapitalization of insurance firms, page 25. Nigeria's projected population is 206 million, says the MPC boss, page 25 as well. Federal government reduces petrol price by 5 naira, page 25. Okay, and above, Nigerian Tribune masthead: at meeting with governors, Buhari says borders to reopen soon. Wants them to work with traditional rulers. Says ASU, unmindful of national challenges. APC National Working Committee: governors, senators, reps meet ahead of Buhari's session with National Assembly. Find details of that, pages 2 and 25. Okay, 90-year-old receives world first Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine in UK, page 24. That's where you can find the story. Let's come down now, both just below the lead story. Kabiru Yusuf succeeds Obaigbena as the MPAN president, page 8. That's where it is. Dead or alive, release my son. 89-year-old tells police at judicial inquiry, page 27. Mob discovers 6 human heads. Sets suspected ritualist house ablaze in Osun. Mob discovers 6 human heads. Set suspected ritualist house ablaze in Osun, page 26. Oni receives son, page 25. That's where it can be found. APC National Executive Council, NEC, from left governors Dave Umahi of Ebonyi, Atiku Bagudu of Kebbi, Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti, Hope Uzodinma of Imo, and Dapo Abiodun of Ogun at the meeting in Abuja. Lastly here, federal government deploys WAI brigade to enforce use of face mask. Replies US, says no religious freedom violation in Nigeria. Engages Southwest on social protection policy, page 4. Ondo, APC and PDP supporters clash as governorship election tribunal begins sitting, and that story is on page 8. Okay, that's the last one from Nigerian Tribune. I will pause here to observe a short break right now. When we return, newspaper headlines, please stay tuned.
Every person who is charged with a criminal offense is entitled to defend himself in person or by a legal practitioner of his own choice.
Remember that an individual is entitled to remain silent.
Every citizen in Nigeria is entitled to maintain a private life.
You are approaching a military checkpoint or a police checkpoint without knowing that it is against or it offends them and subject you to a frog jump. That is wrong.
Now we'll see what the other newspapers have to say. I have this one here, New Telegraph newspaper. Okay, Buhari has some words for the governors. Says stop rogues from damaging oil installations. Buhari to governors: stop rogues from damaging oil installations. Accuses ASU of insensitivity. Hints on borders reopening. Amnesty International: senior citizens, worst victims of terrorism. And finally, to federal government elimination. The details of all this can be found on pages 3 and 8. We see pictures of some of the governors during the meeting with the president. And bottom strip stories: APC NEC dissolves party structures nationwide, extends caretaker committee's tenure. Alright, we've seen this over and over. Okay, new members get waivers. The register APC, PDP tells INEC, ruling party, you've gone senior. Okay, cocoa can boost brain power. Cocoa can boost brain power, page 8. Let's move up now. Both lead story: trade fair, COVID-19 and border closure stall exhibitors' presence, page 5. 17 billion naira debts, contractors protest, threaten to shut agric ministry. That's on page 4. Reps shift insurance recapitalization deadline, page 25. Hoodlums attack police station, injure policemen, steal 7 AK-47. That's on page 7. Okay. Above masthead, the premium motor spirits PMS, confusion over 5 naira per litre price slash. PPPRA doesn't recognize new costs. Marketers not aware of courts. Okay. Alright. Boom in agent banking fuels fraud concerns. Boom in agent banking fuels fraud concerns, page 17. That's the last one on the New Telegraph newspaper, and that will usher us to the leadership newspaper. Leading with fortifying party structure ahead of 2023, APC dissolves organs, page 4. Okay, I'm just going to jump the kickers because it's the same with other ones. Insecurity. President Muhammadu Buhari, governors engage royal fathers in intelligence gathering. Bottom strip stories: Nigeria's crude oil export earnings rebound by 116%, page 24. Nigeria attracts $50 million startup investment, and COVID-19 cases in Africa surpasses 2.2 million. PMB sacks NDEDG Nasiru Adgungu. Banking assets to hit 57 trillion naira in 2021. Okay, let's look above. MPAN demands zero tariff on newsprint, gets new executive. And finally, again, the NEF warns against attack on northerners. On page 2 of Leadership newspaper. Okay, we are on to Blueprint now. Blueprint newspaper, as we come towards rounding up this. Emergency NEC meeting. APC sacks officials nationwide, extends Buni's tenure. Expels it, grants waivers to new members. Aso Rock NEC can't expel me, says it in response to his expulsion. Let's rekindle our legacy spirits. Respect for each other, coming from Buhari. APC no longer a political party, says PDP. Find them, that's the details on page 18. Alright, and bottom strip stories: Blueprint publisher, now MPAN secretary, as trust chair, leads new ESCO. Association begs federal government to revive newsprint factories. NSAS panel stops policemen's pension for non-appearance. That's on page 7. Insecurity. Reps want arms procurement procedure reviewed. That's on page 7. Senate indicts police 10 million naira for killing undergraduates. Page 18. Containers. New CBM proceeds New CBN proceeds number stalls clearance at Apapa. Okay, page 23. We are moving up now below masthead. Bandits forced us to Niger Republic, say Sokoto farmers. Bandits forced us to Niger Republic, Sokoto farmers. How Boko Haram war affected older people, says Amnesty International. Finally, no democracy without development, coming from Fahimi, and you find it on page 17 of Blueprint newspaper. Okay, that's the last one on Blueprint. Now on the last newspaper I have here, Business Day newspaper. I'm just going to pick one or two stories from here. The lead story: Nigeria's ambitious infrastructure push frozen 10 months on. Nigeria's ambitious infrastructure push frozen 10 months on. Okay, and Nigeria drags on border reopening, 22 days to Africa free trade takeoff. I take that again. Nigeria drags on border reopening, 22 days to African free trade takeoff. And an inside story here says 5 things we learned from Nigeria's third quarter for trade report. You find it on page 2. Okay, that's that from Business Day. That's all I can take from here. And that will be all for today's audience. Do join us for the last edition for the week. That will be on Friday. And may you always have reasons to celebrate and to give thanks to God. Remain blessed. And bye for now. I remain Charles Philip Wakala.